everybody. So I promised someone special that I was going to break down Pigeon Pose because Pigeon Pose is not a pose that's accessible for everyone, but if you take it step by step, there's always a portion of the pose that you can do or find your way into the full expression of the pose at your own pace. So to begin with, we're going to come to all fours. And so we want to make sure that we have our hands about shoulder distance apart and our knees about hip distance apart. So this would be tabletop position. Now from here, in order to begin to come into Pigeon Pose, we're going to draw that right knee forward. So placing that right knee forward, we have our hands on either side of the mat. This gives us a little bit of control of how much weight we put on that left knee or even the right knee itself. We can use our hands to buffer that a little. And so you can start with this, okay? So this would be the first step. Now from here, you might turn your knee out to the side. So you're rotating your hip, and you can bring that right shin parallel with the front of the mat if you like. And again, you can stay right here. Maybe this is where you'd like to stay, but I suggest at this point you tuck your toe on your left leg and slide that leg back so you come off the kneecap. So there you're protecting your knee. Place both hands down, and you're still supporting your weight with your hands somewhat. So allow yourself to explore this, see how it feels to you. Now you're going to get a bit of a back bend, and you're going to notice that left hip flexor stretching. You might notice your right hip and knee. Always be mindful, don't push through until you're ready. Now if you want to take it deeper, maybe you decide you want to walk your hands out in front and release to your forearms. So coming down to the forearms, you still have the support of the hands. You might notice it becomes a little more intense in that right hip, the thigh, and the knee. So decide for yourself if that feels good. And if you really want to take it further, maybe you just go ahead and stack those hands and place your forehead on your hands. This is the full expression of pigeon, sleeping pigeon. Now on the inhale, begin to lift your head up. Press into those hands, walk your hands back in. Once again, you can stay here for a bit, or you might even decide to bend that left knee somewhat. And now you can start to stretch the left quadricep. Now this can be a pretty intense stretch, so take it gently. Or you might even reach back for the top of that foot and draw that heel toward the hip. And then go ahead and release that left foot down. Now as you do, tuck the toe, press into the toes of that foot so it lifts your kneecap off. Press into both hands on the mat and then come back into your tabletop. So that's the easiest way to get back to that pose. Now I'm going to show you a version on your back, a supine version. This one gives us even more control in how it feels, and so you might prefer to start with this. You're still going to get the same kind of stretch. So allow yourself to ease on down to the mat. Place your feet about hip distance apart. And so since I utilized my right leg forward before, I'm going to do the other side on my left. So to start with, lift that left foot up and bring that foot over and place it on top of your right thigh. So in this position, we're just allowing this left knee to open. Take a moment and see how that feels. So you have complete control on how intensely you open that knee out. Doesn't require anything further than this, but you might choose to go ahead and place your palm on your thigh and explore pressing the knee open a little deeper. So that would be the next step. Now, if you feel like you need more from here, maybe you begin to lift this right foot up off the mat and draw your knee towards your chest. Again, you can stop at any point wherever it feels good. Maybe you're just lifting a little. But you might choose to wrap your hand around that shin. Breathe. You also have the option of straightening that right leg up toward the ceiling. Now if you have a strap, putting that strap around that foot's a good option, but just let your hands rest gently behind your thigh and relax your shoulders down. Now inhale, and on the exhale, release that right foot down, and then just give that left knee a nice little hug in towards your chest, set it back down. And so that's pigeon, especially to begin with, in order to move through it in a way that's safe and comfortable in your body. Thank you very much.